Kalimera pedia. Well, this is video 2 of the video that I'm actually editing right now. So by the time you see this video's already been uploaded. So this video is all about the struggles of expats and foreigners here in Greece. And this is based on some of the videos and links that you have sent me about other content creators, expats and foreigners that live here in Greece, okay? And I'm talking about the biggest struggle that foreigners and expats are facing based on what they're talking about online. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Daniel and I've been living here in Greece for the last 14 years. This is part 2 of this topic of what are the biggest struggles that expats and foreigners are facing based on what you have sent me, okay? There's other content creators here in Greece that have YouTube channels. They have an online presence on Instagram and TikTok. And they have shared, like I do here with these videos, about the struggles of living here in Greece, like, okay, bureaucracy, the fact that they don't speak Greek. And on this video, I'm going to talk about the second biggest struggle when it comes down to foreigners living here in Greece, based on those videos that you guys have sent me from other content creators who are expats. And that struggle is obviously income. What are you going to be doing here when you move to Greece, right? Now, there are so many stories out there. It's impossible for me to see all the content, like I mentioned. I have scanned through some of them. There are certain content creators that are not on YouTube. Some of them are just on Instagram and TikTok. They're just short form content. Some of them are Americans. They have some type of Greek connection and they create content about Greece. Some of them are Canadians that create as well short form content on Instagram primarily, and they talk about their Greek life. Some of them are living in Athens, some of them are living in Crete. And when I scan through the content that you guys have been sharing with me about these expats and foreigners living here in Greece, when it comes down to income and employment, it's a big topic, right? Like, how can someone live here? How can somebody live here as a foreigner, and how can they earn a living, right? There are so many stories. I have met so many people through this channel, okay? People from all walks of life, Canadians, Americans, English, from all places, okay? And they all have different stories. Okay, some of my audience is they're retired, they're pensioners or whatever, and they just want to come here to Greece and live off their pension. Some of them have Airbnbs or properties, or they have bought a property and they just, they have redone them or refurbished them, and then they live off the rent or whatever. There's so many stories, but based on the videos that you guys have sent me, I came across certain content creators. Again, some of them I knew them already or have seen their content here and there because we are all in the same space. And some of them I didn't know, and some of them I don't know what they do for a living, and I don't know exactly how they support themselves here in Greece. Some of them, I think they work online in some way, shape, or form, maybe for a company or something. But it's hard, man. It's hard for foreigners and to actually live in Greece and depend on the Greek income. But at the same time, even if you work for a company in the States, let's say that you work as a digital nomad and you've been employed in America, you've been employed in the States and you're allowed to work here, you have gone through the whole process of applying for the digital nomad visa, and you can actually live here in Greece and work 100% remote, then you're still dependent on that job. I think I came across a content creator, I don't remember which one it was, saying that they had employment from the States. They were promised the employment, and then when they got here to Greece, they realized that job did not exist anymore, or the company closed, or they got fired or whatever. So they're left a little bit like, well, now I'm here in Greece, right? How am I supposed to support myself? How am I going to be able to earn money while living here in Greece, right? Add to the mix that they don't speak any Greek, so things can get very complicated very, very quickly. Some other content creators have mentioned as well the fact that it's not very easy to network here in Greece. It's not very easy to just go to local businesses and maybe help them with certain services. I don't know, like marketing or stuff like that. And that's just because of the nature of how the Greek culture is. And I mean, different stories. There's so many backgrounds, and everybody has a story here in Greece. If you're a foreigner and you live here, and depending again on your visa, depending on what you do for a living, your situation could be very, very different. I, for one, as a foreigner, as an expat that has been living here in Greece for the last 14 years, I work online and I run an online business. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, I make music for media. I also teach about the music. I have an online business which is 100% educational about music and entrepreneurship as well. Here with this particular brand, which is still very, very new, is where I'm talking about my Greek lifestyle. And here I'm teaching all things about my Greek lifestyle. And the first, digital products that I have just recently released are about moving to Greece and how to speak Greek. Okay, but this is my desk. This is where I do all my work. A drawing from my daughter, Melina. And here's what I do: the music, I do my courses, I do my coaching calls, I do absolutely everything. By the way, if you want to learn how to build an online business, you should definitely download my free guide, link in the description, okay? To get you started. The 3 pillars of turning your knowledge into an online business, where I'm talking about how do I run my online business. So there's several things that I do when it comes down to living here in Greece as a foreigner, as an expat. And when I see other content creators that are doing similar content to what I do, I realize that people have different backgrounds. They're doing different things, okay? And please keep on sending anything that you consume when it comes down to this type of content, about, expat life in Greece or foreigners living in Greece or whatever, because I decided to just do this video as a part 2 based on what I saw out there, based on what you sent me, like I'm mentioning. And that's why I'm a big believer of entrepreneurship. I'm a big believer in working for yourself. I am a big believer in building a personal brand, building an online presence, working for yourself. My story has been one of just relocating from the UK here to Greece. And then after a failed business, I became a stay-at-home dad. And that's how I started to work online here in Greece. And I'm forever grateful that I live in this country because, there's a lot of hardship. There's a lot of, difficulties for us to get employment, especially us foreigners, right? So, if it's hard for Greeks to get work, and then for us foreigners, it could be a little bit harder, especially if you don't speak the language. But for me, working online has been tied up to this story of mine of just relocating from the UK here to Greece and, just being unemployed. And I'm forever grateful of that experience because I wouldn't be here today doing these videos. And, if you're an expat, if you're a foreigner looking to move to Greece and to relocate here to Greece, you need to have that in place, the income. You need to have a job already, all right? And obviously, I'm talking about people that want to work and they want to carry on working and they want to carry on doing what they have to do in order to earn a living. If you're a pensioner, if you're one of my viewers who is a pensioner, is already retired and you just want to come to Greece, you shouldn't be watching this video, okay? Because you just want to come here and retire and live off your pension or just, call it a day. This video is more for people that want to actually relocate here to Greece, or people that live here in Greece and they want to work online, or just see how can they do something with the skills and talents and abilities that they have. Even Greeks, I'm on a mission to even help Greeks here that live here in Greece, that they have no job, no work whatsoever, and help them see that there is a possibility of earning money online and working online for that matter. So this video applies even for Greeks. It's not just for expats. But then this video is just based on the biggest struggles of what foreigners and expats face when living here in Greece, okay? In the first video, I'm talking about the language. The second thing, in my opinion, scanning through this content that I see online from other expats and foreigners, is income, okay? Even though some of them have mentioned it here and there, I know for a fact that this is a big topic. If you don't have the income, if you don't have a job, then you can just go back home. It's that easy. I know people that have to move back home because there's no employment anymore here. I know plenty of foreigners that, if they get fired and they're working for a company here in Greece, and then that's it. I know people that have gone back to England for that matter, because it's like, well, what's the point, right? There's the other companies, of course, that can hire you. They're in the similar market that this person was involved in the same industry, but they say like, what, I'm just going to go back home. I've also met people in the States, for example. I met people in America who were promised work, okay, remote work, after moving here to Greece, and then that did not go through. They still want to move to Greece, They have the visa. They don't even need a visa because they're Greek Americans. But the reason why they wanted to come here to Greece, and the reason why everything seems so perfect, was because of work, because they were promised employment, okay, from America, from the States, over here in Greece, and then that did not go through. And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, I can move to Greece, but what the hell am I going to do in Greece, right? That job that I was promised back in the States, doesn't exist anymore. And I can move to Greece, but what am I going to do in Greece, right? I can't start again from scratch, from zero, and I'm 45 or 50 or whatever, and that's why I'm a big believer, again, on entrepreneurship. I'm a big believer that those of you who are not building an online presence in 2025 and beyond, then you are in for a rude awakening. Okay, people are still relying on someone else is giving them employment and a sense of security. I mean, I don't know how else I should put it, but the only way that you can have ownership and agency in terms of what you do is by being a business owner. Full stop. I mean, there are certain jobs that, you have a sense of security, but at the same time, based on what I do and my philosophy of life, I just believe in being an owner, okay? Not an employee. There's nothing wrong with being an employee, but for me, it's being an owner of what I do and building a personal brand, which is what I've done here with this channel. Obviously, this is not my first YouTube channel. There's many things that I have done online. You can actually Google my name. You will see breadcrumbs or digital footprints of what I've done over the years, and you will find my music, you will find my courses, you will find my podcast, you will find many, many things that I have done over the years on the internet. I also know, now before I let you go, I also know a British family here in Greece who have been offered a job in Asia. And they live here in Greece with 2 kids, right, in a Greek island. And because of employment, they have to move to Asia, like this, overnight. And they don't have a saying in that, okay? And I know that people move from one country to another because of employment. Because sometimes, you have work and it's like, hey, we need you to go over there for 3 years with your family. And hey, but we don't know how to speak this language where we're going in Asia. And they have to pack their bags and go anyways. Yes, it's a good pay. Yes, it's all like, okay, it's work. That's how people live. Some jobs require for you to do that, to just pack your bags one day and go to another country altogether and just enroll your kids the next day in a school and then carry on with your life, right? And that's good for some people, okay? There's so many stories. There's so many stories of people working different jobs and moving to different countries, applying for visas, but it all comes down to your own journey. And based on what you guys have shared here with me, I can see there's different people from different backgrounds doing different things. And, again, I'm a big believer in having ownership. I am a big believer in building your own stuff, having your own website, having your personal brand. I'm not talking just about having an Instagram account. I'm talking about having a legit online business where it's all about you and your expertise and what you do. So even if you're an expat right now here in Greece and you're, a digital marketer or whatever, you should certainly have a YouTube channel about that. You should certainly have something online building based on your expertise. I mean, I cannot stress that enough, man. And this is based on my experience. This is based on what I do here in Greece after living here for 14 years, okay? Anyways, guys, I hope you're doing well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, but most importantly, don't forget to download my free guide to get started. Keep sending the emails, keep sending the videos, keep sending through messages on Messenger about the content that you see online, other content creators making content about Greece or life in Greece and how people live here in Greece. I have so many things that I want to talk to you about this in terms of content, of entrepreneurship. I can't speak much about it right now, but I'm certainly trying to connect with other Greeks here, talking about entrepreneurship and what's happening here in this country, in Greece, when it comes down to digital nomads and remote work and entrepreneurship and online business. Okay, so stay tuned for that if that's something that interests you quite a lot. Okay, thank you so much for the love and support. Σας αγαπάω πάρα πολύ, παιδιά, όπως πάντα. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in another video.